Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again in Unreal Engine 5. Today we're going to be doing some animations and animations within the user interface. I have come to the point in my game development where I need to do that. So I'm nearing the end of prototyping something, and I just wanted to take you along with me as I try something out. And then maybe I'll kind of teach you something along the way. So here we are in my first level here. And if I just hit play real quick, I'll show you by demonstration what I'm going to work on here. So first of all, I have a working system where I can turn my music down and my sound effects down, and it will save. So we're good there. And you'll see at the top of the screen I have 3 solid white balls. And that's because I'm playing a saved game. What I'm gonna do is get out of here, drag over, just to show you how I do it. Or in your projects folder, you go to your saved folder, and then there's a saved games file. Here, I just delete that. And now put it over here. And let's play the game once again. So at the top of the screen now, and in fact, the volume has gone back to 100. So let's get that back down just so you can hear me talk. And I'm going to zoom out for fun. Okay. So at the top of the screen there now, you have the 3 white outlines instead of the 3 white solid filled circles. And we have the destro, what I've come to call destro balls. Those shells there are intact, and inside you see like kind of a dark sphere. So let's watch and see what happens here. So I break that shell, it starts to glow, and we have on the user interface there in the top that it filled in. So I'm going to exit out of here and then start again. You see that the user interface has saved that state, and the mesh itself over there, the shell is no longer there, and the central piece is glowing. So that's what I've been working on, is getting these interactables to have like a user interface that responds in real time and then also saves its state, not only from level to level, but also as you quit the game and then come back to it. So for instance, I have 2 of the 3 spheres taken. So if I quit, I come back into it. Same thing, right? You can see that one glowing over there. Let's just say I don't know where the 3rd one is. And I want to just finish the level. I can see it's up there, right? But let's just say I finished the level. And I move on to the next level. That's okay. That's not going to interrupt me as a player from moving on. These are going to be kind of optional things to do. And if I were to go back to that level, you would see that state is saved. Anyway, this is level 2. I'll just kind of show the same thing. Boom, we hit the 3rd one. You can see one over there in the distance. Let me go get it. Right. Oh, and there's another one. So there, boom, I got all 3. what I want to do in the rest of this episode is to make a special animation that comes up when I get that third one. When I get all three, I want them to just kind of pulse and then do a little bit of an animation, and then yeah, so that's what I want to work on. So let me go to the what I call the HUD Elements Core widget. Right now we have this going on here, but let's spend some time in the designer. So I have this, these three kind of animations. I'm going to make one more. And I'm going to want to involve a lot, or sorry, all three of these. Let's see, we go trio completed. Spell that right? I guess, yeah. So then you click on it and you're going to add a bunch of things. So we're going to add this fill for one. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to add this one as well. And then this one. And what we're going to do is play with just the scale, I think. Leave the opacity alone for simplicity's sake. We don't need to do anything there anyway. So let's pull out the transform for all three. And give me a second here. Alright, so what we want to do is work with the scale. And let's say over half a second, no, we'll work in the same scale as the other one. So at 0.75 something is going to happen. We're going to do the overshooting. I was using a value of 1.25. So we're going to do that again. We're going to have to do that for each of them. But what I want to do is maybe establish the full kind of journey here. So after 0.7 seconds, we're going to, so this is going to be triggered, say, boom, we got all three. So this thing's going to trigger. I want all three of them to grow in size, come back down, and then I go boom, boom, boom. Since this seems like the one on the left there, or sorry, the far right. All right, after fiddling a bit, get this kind of action up here. Everything is in sync now. Yeah, and I like it. That's fine. So we can now use that animation over here. Let's click off there. And in the graph, on the live update. So when one of these clicks in, I think I want to check to see if it's like the last one needed. So we're sending in the level ID, and you know, at the end of this chain, I guess we can maybe track locally in this kind of instance of the HUD element, because it's going to reload every level every time we do a level change. I think maybe we can track locally which ones we've collected so far and not have to worry about implementing a whole big system-wide thing. So I'm just going to take a moment to think about how to do this. Already it looks like, you know, a bit of a strange mess, but give me a moment, yeah. So I think at the very least we're going to need some variables. So let's try for some, what do we need? Some booleans, maybe? Yeah. Let's do destro fill one check. And then we'll make 2 more, just the same. Yeah, underscore 2 and then check. And then this one. Oops. Let's get the word fill there. Okay. Now we can use these and set them. So they're going to be by default false. So I'm going to go here, say set to true. Oops. Don't want to mess with that, but I do want to put this here. And what that's going to do is let me check to see how many of these are true. I want all 3 of them to be true at some point, and then I can trigger my animation. Okay, let's not, let's get the number 2 here, set. To be true. Right, okay, and then the 3rd one. And so, what we're also going to have to do, kind of like roundabouts here, is check to see if all 3 of these are true. So, what's the best way to do that? Let me just compile and save. There might be a better way than what I'm proposing just now, but I'm going to just make a function and call it here. It's going to check for all 3 of these to be true or not. So let's make a function here, say all 3. We're going to say destro fill trio check. Okay, that's a little more in line with my variables and kind of naming convention there. So let's try that. Compile. What are we checking for? So do we want to send information here? We're going to input these ones, I think, right? So let's set 1, 2, 3. These are going to be destro 1, destro 2, destro 3. And then we output a kind of like a yes or no kind of thing. Trio complete. Complete. So I think it's as simple as just making branches going. So if this one is true, and this one is true, and this one, I guess something like that. And if any of them are false, then we just ignore it. Yeah, that's what we want. Let's see how that works. Go back to our event graph. We can call this function here. And I still want to print this here, so let's... Can I do that? Yeah. I'll go boom, and then this one as well goes boom. We're going to take the state of this one as number 3. And the state of this one is number 2. And the state of this one is number 1. I have a feeling this is going to work. So, how's this output? What we're going to do with that is make our own branch out here. And if that is true, we'll put that to false either way. But if this is true, we're going to play this animation we have here, where it is trio completed. So let's pull it out here, get it, and we say play animation. And I think that makes sense to me. So I have a, let's see, this save slot again, right? I'm going to delete it so that when we start the game, I can see them go from the outlines to through the animation. So hopefully it works. Fingers crossed. Let's check it out. So save slot destroyed, so our music settings and our camera settings, so we'll go back to there. And we have our outlines at the top. So let's see how the animations work. We're going to crash into this one. I like it. That's for the one. That's it as expected. Right? Second one. Very nice. No, this third one is up top here. I want to see that first animation happen and then the group animation happen. Yeah, cool. That's kind of satisfying. A little surprised it worked first time. I kind of don't believe it in a way. You know what? Like the music's still kind of loud, so. So I want to try that one more time on the next level. But it seemed to work, right? Okay, there's one over here to break. Okay, filled up that third one there. There's one over here. Filled up the second one, and there's the first one, I guess. So I want to try and pay attention to the completion animation. Huh. I have to watch it on playback, but I think that worked out fine. I wonder if it's satisfying enough. I think it was good. I can always tweak it. Interesting. Also, I'm curious what you guys think about the size and placement of them. You know, kind of artsy-fartsy to be like so prominent right there in your face. Artsy-fartsy? I don't know. I kind of like where they are. I kind of like the size. I think maybe they could be smaller. I don't know. What do you think? Hold on. Let's see. I can do this. All right. And just to see... No, never mind. Okay. No, that's fine. I like that. It's minimal. Seems to be working each time. Very happy with that. See if I play again. You'll see that the UI has the slots filled out. There's no more shells to break because we've already broken them. And that's part of how my save system is working along with the UI. Yeah, so just a little update. Kind of proud to get all this working because it was giving me a hard time for a little bit. If you found this helpful at all or interesting or entertaining, give this video a like and subscribe because it helps. Alright guys, take care. We'll see you next time.